I want to hold, I'm gonna bathe him too.
Well, you just go right ahead.
Well, I do know, I couldn't wait to get mama, she done spread milk all over the face.
I'll write these down. Should I write
You
them
don't have to write them. I'll just take, or you can jot them down on a. Why don't you jot them on
on a piece of
a
paper?
scrap? Yeah.
So,
Let me see if I guess this is good enough view here. Oh, even Seth gets in here. Seth can watch us later on.
Seth's going to get on everything now. He gets on everything. Okay, the first question is your paternal grandmother's name. Grandmother's name. What's your full name?
Well, we might know some of these. We may know some of these answers already.
No, I don't use Ann, it's not my birth certificate, just Barbara,
How come
It's
Ann's
not.
on your birth certificate?
because it's not,
That's not your name?
no,
His
just
name
Barbara.
she gave herself later.
I added in that one
I
time.
thought that was on your birth
No,
certificate.
just Barbara,
Well, that's a new bit of information for me.
Okay.
that's what's on the birth certificate.
Barbara Ann.
No.
I mean, Barbara Dillard. Okay.
Wilkinson,
Barbara W. Barbara Wilkinson.
How do you spell Wilkinson?
W-I-L-K-I-N-S-O-N.
Okay, I was going to say E-N. But I'm sorry, I got it. All right. Where were you born?
I don't know how to tell you, except it was on the borderline of North Carolina, and I don't know the address. I say Jean would probably know.
You know what city it was in? Like, you don't know if it was like Danville or?
No, it wasn't Danville.
Near Ashton.
No,
Oh.
you don't have to fill all that in yet, do you? I can find out for it.
And I may have that written down somewhere too from a prior.
It was in the North Carolina, right on the borderline, county.
It was in Virginia, wasn't it?
No,
It was in North Carolina?
North Carolina.
It wasn't.
I
I
don't know
think
that.
he's doing a little bootleg and they kind of shuffle back and forth across the state line.
Well, you know what? Maybe you can answer the same questions as she goes along that way.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So what's your whole name?
Henry Seth Dillard.
This could be in his baby book
Henry
now.
Langston.
Henry Langston.
Langston.
What a coincidence.
Where did you, where were you born?
I was born in Schofield.
Schoolfield.
Schofield.
Just the way it sounds, spelled just the way it sounds.
S-C-H-O-O-L-F-I-E-L-D.
Look how he's sleeping that lane. Look at that. He is
He's sleeping good.
straight
His
completely
neck's
out.
gonna be hurting too.
Look at that.
Henry
Um,
Seth. He's a
Can we
fine
say
boy.
like when y'all were born? When?
We know. I got that on record.
Oh, you got that?
Yeah,
I got
but
that.
years ago, I know that.
Okay.
Where's the tripod? That'd be easier. I'd just leave it set up.
I know, that would probably be the best thing to do. You know, Paul?
Yeah.
You know what? Y'all know Keith Whitley. Y'all know country music?
I did.
I bought Keith Whitley's greatest hits last night. We should play that.
All right. I think we're rolling again. All right. Now we got
Look
to
at
even.
that little lad.
Okay, where'd you grow up?
Schofield.
Do it. Okay, so you grew up in Schoolfield.
We need to drive through the neighborhood.
North Carolina?
No, that's in Danville, man.
Schoolfield is
It's
equal to
Danville.
Danville.
It was annexed by Danville.
Alright, so it's Virginia. Where, did you grow up?
I would say,
Chapel.
not Chatham, in the,
Really?
Pennsylvania County,
Pennsylvania, how do you spell that?
Pittsylvania.
It was near
Like-
Tight Squeeze.
Oh, shut up, Kenny.
Where it
Pennsylvania
was?
County, if you wanna put, comma, near Chatham, Virginia, that was a city.
You go to Tight Squeeze, turn to the right.
Chatham.
She's not going to Chatham.
You
You was invited, yeah, I know, you forgot to go to the wedding.
Then you went right through Tight Squeeze too. Do you know?
No,
All right, it's, even Paul Harvey knows about Tight Squeeze.
there's really a place called High School?
Yes, you know, but it's just before you get to Chatham, there's parties on the left. Remember that?
No, I know, I've only made it in Chatham twice.
Well, this
My
is
friend
in,
from college lived there.
Well,
Her
it's,
parents still do.
it's about a mile before you get to Chatham.
I used to go to school, I went to Hargrave.
Oh, really?
That was my first love.
She just,
First boy ever kissed me
Elaborate.
was boy.
And I was the last one.
I thought that was dead.
First boy
I think
ever
girls did
kissed.
that back then.
Had I known she'd been kissed before, I never would have put my lips on her.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't tell you. Henry, how did you think I not been kissed? I was engaged.
I know, but golly, I didn't think you'd let somebody kiss you just so they gave you a diamond. You would let me do
That's
it
so
a
funny.
diamond. Before I gave you a diamond.
I didn't let nobody else do nothing either.
I can't believe you're engaged before. All right, let's see. All right, we're gonna skip some of these. Let's see.
What are you
the next-
skipping? It might be juicy.
Actually, we better not skip it. Okay. Brothers and sisters and their birthdays.
Oh gee, you gonna start with me?
Yeah.
Is this for
Do
us?
you want the living or the dead or both?
Both.
Blaine has all those.
I know all
You got all
You
that,
ready to
Blaine?
have all
that.
that?
I know all of
You
them.
have all that?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
You got it, Henry's too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And their
Especially
birthdays?
mine, because he went way back into our past,
Don't go too far.
I
even.
know. Don't dig up
You
too
know
much.
not to go too far now, Henry. Or
Yeah.
Blaine, just leave
There
that
was-
part out.
There was one of my ancestors that was in prison in the Confederate War or something, Blaine.
Yeah, probably. I don't know,
I mean,
there was
it wouldn't,
one that was in the Confederate.
it wasn't for being captured either. I forgot what it was. I wouldn't blame them with that. Or Beth.
Well, one of mine was, what was it?
Pick-
What's it, Thomas Hayden?
Pickett,
Your grandfather?
Pickett Hayden.
Pickett Hayden's her grandfather.
He was, and he the one that got his tongue shot through the jaw or whatever?
No, must have been his daddy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
And they had, did some of them hire slaves back in that time?
Probably, yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
so.
we got it, the wills and all that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Where were you educated? Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Spring Garden High School. That's where I finished.
Spring Garden.
Uh-huh. That'd be in Pennsylvania County.
Same place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And at that time, you know, it was just one school. First grade through 11, and that was it.
Bless
Sorry. Thank you.
And Henry went to Schofield
Schofield High School.
High School.
He was born in Schofield, went to
Well, the
Schofield.
only school up there.
Danville,
And
went
went
to
to the-
Schofield High School.
Went to the Schofield Theater every Saturday morning and watched movies all day long.
And now once a month, we go to the Schofield reunion.
Except I
At
ain't
the
going,
Mayflower.
Once a month.
At the Mayflower.
I'm not going to that no more.
We had a Schofield reunion golf tournament, back in June.
Golly. Okay, occupation.
Me,
Retired.
Yeah, what was it before?
um,
What did you do? You were
Why don't you
high.
start from the beginning?
all of the
Start-
jobs. You want all the jobs?
Yeah,
You
well,
want
just
all
the
of
highlights, yeah.
Okay.
Start out with you first.
We only have one line, so we can't.
Let's start.
All right.
Okay,
Just like brief, you know.
first job, 10-cent store. Mitchell's.
That's where she met me.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
A 10-cent store.
You never heard of one,
Now
have
they don't even call it that anymore.
you? Because you can't buy them for 10 cents.
So true. And then what'd you do?
Let's see.
You went to work at T-Horde. You
Wait a
got
minute.
married.
Wait a minute. Okay, I didn't work anymore. That was just.
That was
just a
for the
little
summer.
job. Yeah, summer.
That's before she graduated from high school.
Okay, then after I got married, I worked, first I worked for Dan River Mills, then I worked at P. Lawlord Company, and then I worked at Virginia Bank so I don't know if you want all of those or not.
Dan River Mills.
Yes,
And then, what'd you do there?
I was a filing clerk.
Fine.
And she was in the annual report one year because she was native cotton.
There's
Yeah.
a picture of that.
I need to give that to you, Beverly, one, a book,
Yeah, she's in the
on
book.
the front of a book.
Really?
That's when I was young and looked good.
That's right, on front of their annual
Still
report.
good. Then what'd you do at Paper Mills?
Lollar, that's the tobacco company. Put P and put
Period.
period. Lorillard,
Lord.
and that's the tobacco company.
Better known out by the black people out there, T-Lord.
So that's what you said, P-Lord.
T-Lord.
Lollar.
Oh, and then, okay, then what'd you do? What'd you do there at P-Lord or?
Let's see.
An office clerk, I would say.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Office.
Uh-huh. And
Right.
then,
That's where Gene retired from.
That's I remember hearing that
Yeah.
somewhere.
then Virginia Bank and Trust Company, receptionist.
That's a bank.
Thank you.
And then we moved to Greensboro
Good
and
Lord.
just let it end there.
What did you do there?
Well, I worked at the bank there, but it was such a short period of
She
time.
became a homemaker.
Just leave those.
Okay, that was a homemaker.
Okay.
Housewife or whatever.
And she retired as a homemaker.
Tired. Okay. H.
Coca-Cola.
For Coca-Cola.
What about the bus?
Yeah, that's right, I quit the Coca-Cola.
What about the Navy? Didn't you start out?
Yeah, I was in the Navy.
You were in the Navy first?
Yeah.
No, I worked Coca-Cola company for the Navy.
Okay.
You started out, all right,
I
so
was Coca-Cola, Navy, Coca-Cola.
when the bus driving come into it?
Bus.
What did you do for Coca-Cola?
I started off with,
Did you drive or truck?
I started off as a helper, and then I had a rat, and I was supervisor, and I went through the
You went all through the ranks.
college, and I wound up the vice president.
Seriously? Wow.
Of the Danville branch.
Over in Greensboro.
Really?
I was vice president of sales.
Really?
That's a good
Yeah.
story.
They cut?
Yeah. Well, for the vending,
Really?
yeah.
Vice
Their
President
vending.
Bending.
No, I was vice president of sales
Oh, okay.
for their vending.
For the olive vending or just the,
For North Carolina and Virginia,
really?
yeah.
I'll be darned.
I don't know. We had
You didn't know you had such.
such lofty titles.
You didn't know, you know.
Oh,
Right.
then,
Wow.
my last big title was, when I went back to, when I left, well, then I left,
What'd you do in the Navy?
I was a motor machinist mate,
We're just jumping
A
around.
what now?
a motor machinist mate,
A motor machinist.
mate.
And this was
Neat.
during the big one.
And what is that really called, Henry?
What, motor machinist mate?
Yeah.
I was third class petty officer. That's what it was,
Okay.
and I was in the Philippines.
But you, and then what's the story of the origin of the Bible to get in the?
Oh, I had to, when I enlisted in the Navy, see, we didn't have a birth certificate of mine.
Is that
Well,
normal?
we, at least we couldn't find one, and my birth was recorded in the Bible, and so I had to change the, no, wait a minute, because I was old enough when I went in.
You changed it in Bible, no, you won't either. You were 17.
No, no, well, I was old enough if your parents signed for you, and my parents signed for me, so.
Well, why did you change
I'm
it?
trying to think, well, I had changed it so much, it's probably the reason I didn't go in before I was 17.
That Bible book was so off to pieces when you done wrote and scratched over.
But anyhow, I finally got in. And as soon as I got in, I started figuring a way to get out.
You're like, why did I try to get in here?
His he had to do too hard of a work.
We went
His
to-
feet was hurting.
We went out to California, and it started, well, we went to boot camp in, Camp Prairie, Leesburg. And then it sent us out to California, and if you're from California, they would send, if you're out in California taking your boot training, they send you to Norfolk.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're down here taking boot training, they send you to California. And
That's crazy.
that's the way the government saves money. And anyhow, they gave me 6 weeks of combat training out, in the Navy. Man.
What year was this?
That was in 1944. And, so I'm up there and I said, we got these bayonets, you know, learned to play with a fight with bayonets, and I said, man, I wouldn't want to go there. I thought I was going to sail on a ship. So, anyhow, I had flat feet. Always have, still do. And so I walked into the doctor's office, and I said, Doc, I said, these feet are just killing me. I said, I don't see how in the world I can go overseas. He threw me a pair of arch supports, said, here, throw these in there, goodbye. But yeah, we went to the Philippines. I stayed over there 16 months.
You weren't married then? You hadn't even met Barbara yet?
And she was still in my dreams.
Oh, wow. How old were you?
I was 17.
Okay, that's right. All right, so after the Navy, what'd you do?
After there, I came back and went back to Coca-Cola.
Oh, okay. Then what?
Then I left Coca-Cola for about 2 years and drove a city bus. And then,
City bus company.
then we tried to
Let's see, you can tell the story of, what's the story of when you thought there wasn't anybody in the bus?
Oh, I ain't telling that.
Would you be in the bus or something?
No. I will tell you this one though.
No, I want to hear the other one
No,
now.
I'm not telling that one.
I tell it.
Oh,
He was driving the bus.
you on camera now.
Oh, candy
That's okay, that's even better.
You should have told her.
And he thought everybody was off in the bus. It was like midnight. And he started singing, what was the song?
Oh, Bug in the Sky.
Oh, Buttermilk Skies. And he had guests and he would just raise up like that. And he did that several times.
Oh, I did it one time.
And after a while, somebody pulled the ring off the bus and he like just
And the only place-
It was a woman.
The only place on that bus that you couldn't see the passenger in the mirror is right behind you.
Oh my God.
She was sitting directly behind me. And,
That's so funny.
but another night, I remember I was going down through Danville Estates. And, I mean, down Arnett Boulevard. And it's supposed to be built all those apartment houses and houses, just woods. Well, I had to go to the bathroom so bad I couldn't. I had a whole load packed.
Oh,
And
no.
I just finally couldn't wait no more, so I just slammed both doors open. And when you open the back door, the brakes just slide. The wheels just slide.
Grandma, where are you going?
I'm gonna lay him down.
So I jumped out
So
of
he'll
that
wake
bus
up.
and went out in those woods.
Look at his little neck thing.
And
Did you really?
Yeah, and let the passenger
I'm gonna lay him
sit
down.
And
Hope he'll wake up.
I came back and when I got back, I said, what in the world am I going to say to these people? So I said, I got back on the bus and I said, well, I almost caught that rabbit. Just
What did you do? I missed it. You stopped it, didn't you?
I was going down, you know, like that going down Arnold Boulevard, where you go past King Mill Road.
Yeah.
You know, like you go up near 3rd Avenue. Well, there was nothing down there then except woods. And I had to go to the bathroom so bad I couldn't stand it. So I had a whole busload of passengers about 11 o'clock one night on the way home from the mill. And I slammed both doors open. When you open the back door, the brakes just automatically slide. And so I just slid over there before the bus even stopped sliding. I ran up in the woods and stayed up for about 3 or 4 minutes and came back. And I was trying to think, what am I going to tell these passengers? And I said, I almost caught that rabbit. I said, y'all see that rabbit?
Was that night or day?
Is it night?
Rabbits though, how could you see a rabbit that night?
He was lying to his teeth. That is so funny.
It was a flimsy excuse. But anyhow, after that, in 1972, that's when I got transferred to, I'd say within, back to Coca-Cola.
He just keep going back there.
And then I went, I got a 30-year thing with Coca-Cola.
Really?
And I went to, they transferred me to Greensboro. That's when I was made vice president of sales. And
What was that? What year was that?
72.
Okay.
And after 15 months over there, I left Coca-Cola and went to Servamation Corporation.
Servamation, okay.
S-E-R-V-O-M-A-T-I-O-N.
S-E-R,
R-V-O-M-A-T-I-O-N.
serve,
and I stayed with them, let's see, from 73 until 85.
Then what did you do?
No, I say wrong, that 85, no, until 73 to 80,
Serve Mission,
yeah.
cause then they got bought out by
Yeah.
Mackey, right?
You got something coming in there, woman coming to the door, man. And I stayed, then I went back to to Four Seas Food Service, which was the offshoot of Coca-Cola, which is the company I
Okay.
left.
I think you should leave that off, that part.
4 C's.
4-C's, C, small s,
Oh,
food service. But anyhow, that's when I had the title. My title there was Major Accounts / Governmental Affairs Executive.
you're kidding.
That was my title.
Government affairs?
Governmental
Exec-
Affairs Executive. And all I did was, really, I went to entertain customers. I spent a lot of time in Raleigh lobbying
Really?
for the vending industry.
Wow, what a great job.
Yeah, we came down here several times to,
We got the Capital City Club. We entertained all the legislators once a year
Really?
in January. And,
Hmm.
and one year we had up to the North, what's that, North Ridge Country Club, North something Country Club, and get not too far from where Lane Section was up there.
Wayne, did you set a box out in the yard for me?
I put it in.
Oh,
Wow.
it's already put it in the trunk.
What's that?
Something from McManus,
Oh,
Oh,
when they sent it to the old address.
oh really?
But
Real.
then,
My friend Susie in Florida.
then I left, I moved back to Danville in 1990 to retire.
So, in 1990 you
I didn't
retired?
retire then, I kind of semi-retired, and I went to work with Piedmont Gunners as an account executive for
So, when,
5 years. I retired in 1995.
1985 is when you retired.
Mm-hmm.
Piedmont, good morning,
Piedmont
vending,
Vendors.
vendors. And that was in 1990?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's your tape, honey. That's from mom and dad.
I just, send that out.
All right, good lord. We have one line for activation.
Well, that was a good amount of,
But that was good, yeah, definitely. Oh, what's that?
from Scott Griswold.
What's that?
well, Lois.
For Seth Lane, from House Sweet. It's
Um,
on a computer.
Scott Griswold, which one is he?
That's here.
No, this is from church. It's from
Oh.
somebody from church.
Griswold, that's the
Oh,
guy
I know.
with the vacation, wasn't it? Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah.
Pause that for a minute. Okay, Barbara, let's start again.
Golfing.
Wait a minute. You don't know the answer. You don't know the question, so you can't tell me what the answer is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your talents and special interests.
My talent.
Speaking the right language, was a great talent.
Okay.
Oh, is painting,
Painting
and
golfing.
golfing.
Okay.
But don't forget nagging.
And not very good at either, but enjoy.
And cooking.
Cooking is good.
Definitely.
Oh, pretty good.
No, it's-
And,
Oh, it's a pretty good
here's a
one.
gift for Seth.
get a little picture of the body.
Oh, it's a drill I've been wanting. I think Seth's been wanting. It's something with the guy.
They Duke just scored.
Oh, the state score too.
Yeah.
Ooh, cool.
Look at that.
Whoa,
Oh my
Lord.
gosh.
Isn't that cute?
And where'd that come from, Bonnie?
Oh, look at there.
Look
Let's see if
at
we get
that. Give me that.
There you go.
Laurie, isn't that the cutest
So
little
cute.
from the Gap?
They have the best clothes.
When on earth would he
I
ever
can't
wear
wait to
Whose
see
that?
one is that?
My friend from
And
college.
there's some socks that go with it.
Isn't that cute?
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
And a
I can't believe they
receipt.
bought that. Huh?
And the receipt from Gap Kids in case we need to take it back.
Golly.
That's cool, isn't it?
isn't that the
Isn't that
cutest
sweet?
thing? Let's see, how will he do Christmas?
Oh,
Pretty much. How big is it?
It's small.
3 to 6. So this, is it on?
Yeah.
Okay, so cooking, painting, and golfing, you say? Any other, maybe crafts or something? It's kind of
Yeah.
crafty.
Yeah, crafts.
And saving money.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
that's it.
That's a special interest.
How much
That's
room?
mine. I have, actually, we have a lot of room.
Oh, you got a lot of room. Okay.
Training husbands is a good thing.
Training husbands at,
Like me,
oh, okay.
she done,
Okay, she did a good job training.
she
That's
did a
good.
superb job on me, I think.
You turned out all right.
You and your thoughts.
Okay, Henry, what are your talents and
Oh, my
special
talent,
interests?
oh gee, they're so numerous, as far as, I think most, some of them.
I'll say one for you, PR. He is a PR man,
That too.
definitely.
My talent is yard work, I would say.
You like gardening? You like gardening?
Yeah, you like flowers and gardening.
I should have asked, sorry.
Not quite as much as I do, but,
Really?
no, shoot, I don't feel about flowers and gardening. I really like to take care of the lawn. I enjoy that, and I love to play golf.
And
And
golf?
I love the computer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Don't forget CNN and,
And I love CNN and MSNBC.
CNN, definitely.
And if you
Oh,
go,
crossword puzzle.
MSNBC, I like Fox if I could get it, Fox News Network.
You can't get Fox?
Not Fox News Network. I
Oh.
get Fox Channel.
Isn't it a pretty bow?
that is pretty.
So they've got a full-time news channel too, so I can't get that.
Well,
But
CNN,
CNN is too liberal.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Do you
they
think?
pro-Clinton. They believe in monarchy.
They believe in monarchy?
Well, fine.
All right, let's see, what was I just gonna say, another interest, I just said, what did I just say, it was another interest,
golf, did you get that?
computers.
Yeah,
No, we
computer.
already got that, what was something we just said?
computer and golfing and cutting the grass on the riding lawnmower. And chili,
Taping movies,
saving movies.
Yeah, I like that.
eating,
Eating.
Barbara's cooking,
And I like to fool with stocks.
oh yeah.
That's good with what stock?
Stocks.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I like to plant in our yard is stock, you see that flower?
I got some
No.
dead strong stock you can plant out there. Hey, maybe it'll grow, Blaine. Blaine's got something, you can
If
put
you put
that
it
out
out
there.
there as fertilizer, it would be good
That
use
one,
for.
there's something else I was thinking about. Okay, I can't remember. Okay. The next one is a description of her and description of him, but we'll fill that in.
My description of Henry.
No, in the book,
How they got it good.
in this book that I'm reading from,
Yeah.
it says a description of you.
Who's gonna describe me?
We'll describe you.
Oh, okay.
Well,
We'll
I'm
have a little
hoping I
picture
could.
down.
Well, why don't you go, y'all go ahead and,
Why don't you describe each other?
Why don't-
yeah.
Why don't I describe me and you describe you?
Yeah,
Okay.
how about y'all describe
I am
yourself?
kind,
And then you can dispute.
intelligent,
What was it? Intelligent, what was that? Beautiful, did you say?
cute in my mannerisms.
Oh, wait a minute, you're describing yourself?
Yeah.
Barbara's first.
You better let Laurie write down the description.
No, y'all write down the script.
I think just y'all need to describe each other.
Just think, we've been holding hands here for years.
How long y'all been married?
Be 50 years next June, 9th,
And don't forget what I
at
said.
8 o'clock.
You
Don't,
want a big party,
No.
a
Yeah,
big band?
big to do.
no, if you have one, I'm not coming. So don't plan.
We
No.
think,
I thought you said you wanted a big
No,
party.
I
we
said
thinking
I did
about
not.
She
eloping.
said she
I
wanted a
did
big
not.
party, didn't she?
No, I did
I
not.
know it.
No.
I don't forget a thing.
Lord, we're
Good
thinking,
line.
we're really thinking about eloping and redoing our marriage vows.
Really?
Yeah.
Last Saturday, I went to
You should
a,
go to Hawaii and get married.
Laurie, last Saturday, I went to a 50th anniversary party at church. And it was for Lorraine Colley and Robert. And that son lives some part of Raleigh. I don't know what area. But I'm gonna tell you, that was undoubtedly
I believe it
the
is
most elegant party I have ever been to. They had a florist to come over and decorate our family life center. And she had roses in the middle of that table. They had all this big, wide gold stuff around.
Is
And in the-
50 the golden one?
Yeah.
golden. And in the middle, they had something about this tall painted gold. And then they had this tall urn with these weeping roses. That were-
Wow.
Oh,
Did you
God.
take a picture?
I didn't take one. I'll get to see hers. And
I want to see the picture
I
of
want
that.
you to see it.
About a year ago, we was invited to a 50th anniversary thing over there, and they said, no gifts, please, but there'll be a money tree available.
Let me finish telling you about this party. Those roses were just absolutely beautiful.
Well, I've never heard of a weeping rose.
Well, it wasn't called probably a weeping rose, but
But you
to
were-
me, it looked like, it was just swung
Oh,
over.
just a
It
ton
was-
of roses.
uh-huh.
Oh, okay, that's what
It
you're
was
saying.
so beautiful.
I thought you meant they were kind of, like a.
No, it just hung over the vase that it was in. And then on one wall, he had brought in two upholstered chairs,
For them to sit in.
if they wanted to, with the table that's in between. And then in each corner, he had a tall flower stand with cut flowers, gold, everything was gold. And so,
Wedding suit.
I don't wear
I thought maybe
nothing
we'd
else.
put it on.
I don't have any pictures or anything. But see, she had all of that. She had a radio that she had given him after he got out of service. And whole lot of pictures in frames.
Really?
They're
It was
really good people.
Just
Yeah.
beautiful.
I want to see pictures from them.
Okay, she had on a white dress trimmed in gold.
Did she know she was having it?
Yeah. Her children did.
And-
Her two boys.
And they live in
Wow.
Raleigh.
One lives in Raleigh, one lives in Yanceyville, and then the daughter-in-laws. So she only has two boys, two daughter-in-laws, and one of her daughters has got a little girl about 7, and she's fixing to have another one in February. She was real sweet.
Oh, really?
And then the other one's got just one little girl. But that was so beautiful, and she told me, she said, you know, Bob, I'm just as happy today as I was 50 years ago today.
You tell her you was. You didn't tell her you wasn't.
I didn't say nothing.
I don't think that's very.
I just stood there and I thought, oh, no, wonderful.
I bet they
Oh,
wondered, you know,
wonderful.
what you thought of me.
Well, Henry, they think a whole lot of you. I do too.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. You know I do. Larson walked out something.
And then really went, okay, let's get rid of that part. All right, is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, the next part is, when did you guys meet? When and where did y'all meet?
That'd be a big story for Henry to tell.
Well, I tell you, I had
Let me
just,
tell you what the next few questions are, so you know, like, what's coming up, so you might know. Okay, first one is, when and where y'all met. The next one is memories of your courtship. When and where you're married. Okay, so those are the kind of the three that kind of tie together. So, first, when and where y'all met. When and where.
all right, I met her, I was on the way to meet another girl.
Seriously?
No, I had just been promoted to route supervisor at Coca-Cola. And this was my first day on the job as a route supervisor, and I'm riding with this route man. And all he talked about was this cute little girl over in Gretna. We was going over Chowden and Gretna. And this little girl's name was Doris Midfield. And she worked at Gretna Dry Cleaners.
Uh-huh.
And he said, oh, Henry, I can't wait for you to meet her. I know y'all gonna hit it off. Said, she's the cutest little thing. You'll really like her. So before we got there, though, we went by Mitchell's 10-cent store, 5 and dime. And there was Barbara.
What was Barbara doing?
She was a clerk behind this counter.
I thought you were working on selling milkshakes or something.
Oh, no.
Ah.
And, but anyhow, she had there was another clerk in there named Stella. And Barbara had just become engaged, although I didn't know it. Well, as soon as she saw me, she slipped that ring off and handed it to Stella.
Is that true?
Like it would have mattered to me. You know? But
Is
anyhow,
that true?
I did, but not as soon as I saw her. I think I must have.
Oh my gosh,
on the
Barbara.
second sentence. So, but anyhow, the funniest thing
Oh, this is
was,
very interesting.
I
I like
put-
this story.
I took her to lunch that day. I told Pick that was a rap man. I said, ain't no need me going to, that was his, that was, Colonel Pickle was his name. I said, no need me seeing Doris Midkiff, but I want this one. And so, he said, oh, dog bite, I knew if you saw her, you would like her, better. Yeah, he was a fine fellow, he's dead man. But, anyhow, I invited her to lunch that day at the Giles
That
Cafe.
same day?
At Giles Cafe. Now, I had on a sparkling white Coca-Cola uniform, and we sitting in there having lunch, and some woman walked in there and said, oh, honey, I know you have a time keeping those uniforms ironed for your husband. And that was our first day. Do you remember that?
Do you
So-
remember it, really?
So, anyhow, I would do, if I was on a Coca-Cola truck, if it was within 30 miles of Chatham, every day at lunch, I'd come over and take her to lunch.
If it was in 30 miles.
Yeah.
That's a long
How
way.
far did you live away from there, from where she lived?
Well, she lived at Tight Squeeze, down on the farm there, and I
That
lived
was
in,
so funny.
I lived in Edgewood at the time.
Yeah.
You
And,
didn't take me to school.
How far?
when I would be on a Coca-Cola truck, and
Stop
I'd
the
go
school
run the
bus.
school bus down, blow it home, make school bus stop. She'd get off the school bus, and I'd take her to school on a Coca-Cola truck.
He like to drove me crazy till we got married.
And,
How long did y'all date?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
How long did he get engaged?
How long was I engaged?
Now, how long did you, before y'all got engaged?
Oh, well,
I
you
don't-
got engaged, got married at the same
Right away.
time, didn't we?
No. Right away, 'cause I had done took off one ring, next thing you know, I was putting on another.
I went and asked her mama, I said, Ms. Wilson, I said, I really love Barbara. This is about, I guess, 6 months after we started going together. I said, I love your daughter and I want to marry her. And she said, well, it's all right with me, ask Yancy. So I go and ask my sweetheart, I said, Miss Wilson, I'm in love with Barbara. And I said, I've been all over the world, I've done everything, I guess. And I said, but I'm ready to settle down, I love your daughter. He said, ain't up to me, ask Annie.
And up to me, he said?
Yeah, so I told him one night, I said, well, now we're gonna get married with or without your blessing, but we'd rather have it. And we got it. They like me, I thought.
That's funny.
They did like it.
And, I'll tell you the funniest thing, when I guess it was about our third date, we went up to the Natural Bridge of Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was gonna pick her up, we was out dating on Saturday night, and the next morning I was gonna pick her up at Sunday morning, I was gonna pick her up about 9 o'clock. Me and a buddy of mine, his girlfriend had a new convertible, and we was going up to the Natural Bridge, Virginia, and I went up, knocked on the door at the house, and Annie Ma, that's why her mama came to the door, and her grandma Wilkerson was standing behind her, and Annie Ma said, I'll tell you one thing, young man, said, when you take my daughter off, and I tell you to have her back here at 9 o'clock, I want her back here at 9 o'clock. And yak, and Grandma Wilson was standing behind and said, tell him, man, I wouldn't let him go there no more. I wouldn't let him go there no more if I was you. And I was thinking under my breath.
Do you remember that?
I was thinking under my breath, I said, you old bag, won't you shut up?
I don't believe it's 9 o'clock, Henry. I believe it's a little
Well,
bit later.
maybe 10,
Maybe 10. 10 o'clock was late then.
How old were you?
She was 18.
18.
18. I was 20. Yeah, I was 21, I guess. But anyhow, we went
Nice,
up to
isn't it?
Natural Bridge. Well,
What are some of your memories? Like you said, okay, so you said like, I'm gonna have to condense that story.
Yeah, no.
oh, I could tell you a whole lot. How she chased after me and
Ah, Lord, never, ever did I do that. Never. And Henry's mama, she just said, quit school and marry him. She didn't even want me to finish school. She wanted me
see,
to.
Barbara
Really?
had dropped out of school because of appendicitis operation, I think, and which was fine with her because she wanted to graduate with Virginia.
That was like, I was in about the 8th,
Yeah.
9th,
No, you
10th grade, I guess.
you only went to the 11th. I mean, that's
Appendicitis?
Yeah.
You had an operation?
Uh-huh.
I thought you said you had no ailments until your recent ailment.
not an ailment. That's just
No.
I
Just
had
a-
that when I
Didn't
was
hurt?
13.
That didn't hurt?
But then she dropped out for a year, and went to Hargrave during the summer
To meet the men.
to, keep up or something, so she could graduate with Gene.
Oh, you went to Hargrave,
Uh-huh.
really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, seriously, they let women go there in the summer?
Yeah, she
Did
was
you-
going to Hargrave when I met her.
Did you know that David Wilson's daughter is in Hargrave?
You're
She,
kidding.
she wears a uniform and, she's doing really good. She makes A's
I
and
didn't
B's.
know
He's
women
on
in
the
there.
internet.
Yeah, it is.
I sent him
We
your
know.
address, he sent me for it.
I don't like that.
Wilkie
Last 3 or 4
323, I
years, I
think it
think.
is. That must be his badge number.
I know. Well, look at all these other colleges that
I
turned.
don't like that either.
I know it, I don't either. What can
Because
you
you know,
do?
when I lived in Charleston, the Citadel
Yeah.
thing going on, that, what's her name?
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah. We drove over there and looked at that place, and I really enjoyed that.
that's
We
a major
watched them.
place.
We watched them do
You should see
that.
the cadet. Yeah, you saw the cadets on the Friday
Yeah,
afternoon?
yeah. We got pictures of them.
My cousin did that. He was like one of the best ones. Like
Yeah, I
number
really,
2 or Mark Dillon.
yeah, we liked that. We parked the car and got out and took pictures
Where was that one?
down in Charleston.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to, what's the
It's
name?
called the Armored,
I know, what's that, mansion? What's that mansion we had to come back to look at because it was closed?
yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the,
Calhoun.
Yeah,
Calhoun Mansion, yeah.
yeah.
All right, we got 12 minutes left, so
Okay,
we're gonna run out of tape. Our battery won.
okay, courtship, let's just think of some memories like that you have of courtship, like you said, the natural bridge thing.
How about getting the truck stuck? Didn't you get a car stuck somewhere sometime,
That
or
was the
wreck
first
somebody's
day.
car, or?
First date,
No,
got
no,
mud on his mama's
The
When I
car.
natural
first-
bridge was the third date, right?
about, when I first, my first date with her, my mom had a brand new car, and I asked her to lend it to me, and she said, well, I'll lend it to you, but I don't want you going on muddy roads with it. And, cause she wouldn't even drive to work when it rained, catch a bus. I said, oh, she said she lived on a dirt road. I said, no, she lives right on the highway. Well, I had no idea where she lived, really. So. But yeah, I got the car and went over there and got out of there and got on this muddy road, and it was ruts and pouring down, rain.
Oh my
And
gosh!
I'm driving up
Living
there, and
with you?
I meet this water-soaked young man walking down the road, and I rolled the window down, and I said, can you tell me where Barbara Wilkinson lived? He said, you on the right road? I just kept walking. And I said, my gosh, he sure wasn't very nice. That was her fiance. She had just given him his ring back.
You are kidding.
Hey, right?
Wasn't that pitiful? He's dead now.
What was his
Really?
name?
Charlie Farthing.
See, your daddy
So
could've
you
been
could be
a
a,
father.
and you'd be a widow now.
I know it.
You wouldn't have been born.
I know it. You wouldn't have been here, Blaine.
That was
You
interesting.
wouldn't have been to do it.
Oh,
Your whole life would have been different.
I know, for sure. And what was the last question?
Well, what are some other memories? The new car, you got mud on the car. Well, that's not a memory.
What a memory.
Alright. Mom's new car and mud.
Let's see, we didn't do anything really exciting.
Yeah, we did. We used to go up to the couple club, and Joe Chatton used to try to kiss you all the time.
Oh,
There's this couple we used to
That's
go
not
with,
your memory. I mean, that's not like
Calvin and
memory.
Jean and Barbara and Joe.
was that when we was dating?
Yeah, and no, after we was married. So
She
we
wants-
lived across Halton.
She wants while
Are
we
you
were
talking
dating.
while we were dating?
We
Yeah.
never did do anything exciting, did we?
Yeah, you
We
gotta
really
get
went
mad at
I
you.
mean, you just,
We
what
were at the
didn't,
park.
we didn't park.
Yeah.
I did not.
We'd go to the drive-in theaters all the time.
Yeah, I guess we did.
Can you remember?
You went parking? Oh.
At the drive-in theater,
Really?
Now, why would y'all want to do that?
parking on the side of the road or nothing like
No,
that.
we go behind the barn usually.
How about the milking the cow and
Yeah, Barbara Bishop, when I was going with her, she'd be out there milking the calf, and I'd walk up and she'd take that kid and say, "Psh," and shoot the milk right in my face.
You're kidding! Oh, that's awful.
And
You
her-
still do that?
Her grandma, one of them, on her mama's side, Ma Hayden, she, I sat there, they didn't have, indoor toilets. And I said, Ma Hayden, I
Did a
said,
lot of people have them back then? at that time?
Well, this is a big house. They'd even had a kerosene run refrigerator
Now you talking 50 years
and a
ago.
kerosene run
A
washing machine.
kerosene ran refrigerator.
And a
Remember
washing
that?
And a
machine,
washing machine.
kerosene run washing machine.
That was class.
And I said, Ma Hayden, I said,
Wow.
where's the bathroom? Outside the yard. She said, Lord, child, it runs all the way from here to Bannister River.
Oh my gosh, was it really outside?
Yeah.
Wow.
They had
Had a Johnny house,
They had, well,
what they called it.
but you had, and they had real nice big rooms, it was like an old mansion really. And it had all the little potties, you know, porcelain
Mm-hmm.
urinals and things like that, which I never used, you know.
Wow.
That was a long time ago.
Isn't that amazing? Look how far we've come.
I know.
Isn't that amazing?
Mhm.
Think about that.
Well, you flip
I
a
know
switch
that.
and start a fire in a
Yeah.
fireplace.
It's
I mean,
unreal.
seriously, seriously, that was a long time ago.
I know, 50 years is
Must
a
have
long
worked,
time.
must have worked that old 38 Packard, and I never forget that thing. It must, he'd
Just
run,
think about how times have changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
he'd drive that thing and it would go, vroom, vroom, on the road.
And see, back then, you know, you had to burn wood, firewood,
For what?
to heat the house with, or
And-
coal.
And it kept,
Oh, yeah,
hey,
coal.
Laura, they
But we
cut,
used
go
wood.
at the creek. What's that little creek down at Fairview? Where you always wash cars down there?
The Bannister River.
I guess it was,
Mhm.
man. They go down and cut ice
Mm-hmm.
and put it in the cellar under this barn,
Garage.
under the garage.
For
Uh-huh.
the refrigerator?
And
Uh-huh.
they keep it on up sometime till August.
Uh-huh.
You're
No,
kidding.
I never
It
seen
could
that.
get way down in there.
Climb down
drain.
this ladder and take your milk and stuff and
They had guano
Sit.
bags covered up.
and it would keep
Isn't it
ice.
amazing?
It
And
is.
They keep ice in there for a long time.
And you cut your own ice, go out
Cut
and
your own eggs.
cut your own ice and haul it in.
Edit that one.
So,
Oh, that's funny.
time has really, really, really
And
changed.
here we got 2 refrigerators.
Yep.
Blaine says we are in the lap of luxury now because we have 2 refrigerators.
Yeah.
One in the garage. That really is really nice.
We've got 5 televisions.
Yeah, we got about the same.
And we got about 6
We got
telephones.
6 telephones in a 5-room house.
Now, one out in the garage.
That's,
Lord,
yeah,
and one in
we
the
should have
car.
put a telephone out in the garage.
And one on the
Yeah.
car. Mm.
It's
All right.
been a lot of changes.
Okay, let me just say a couple of things. Okay. When and where are you married? When were you married?
Chatham Presbyterian Church,
When was that?
June the 9th, 1949.
That's where you was born, wasn't it?
What?
That's where you was born, wasn't it?
Just a couple years. Okay, family traditions. Are there any
Let me tell you our pastor's name that married us.
Okay,
Richard Smith
all right.
and Richard Smith.
2 people?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Her pastor was Richard Smith and mine's name Richard Smith.
You are kidding.
Hers was Presbyterian, mine was Baptist.
Ain't that something?
Why did you have 2 pastors?
Well, because when you got a Presbyterian, mine was Baptist, you need 2 pastors to really tie the knot.
That's not
Really?
true.
Oh.
We just thought it was,
Seth, your mother is very cold.
No, we did. I
we
said
just thought it was very unique, you
I was
know.
number one church, she's number another, and we want both our pastors to be involved, and both just happen to be named Richard Smith.
That is great.
I know, we thought so.
And one thing I found, I like the Presbyterian pastor best because he don't take money for performing ceremonies.
Really?
We gave
A
him money.
Presbyterian does or a Baptist?
All Baptists take anything you give him. But, no, we gave each of them $5, which at that time was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the first time we came to church, at the Presbyterian church, the preacher gave all her 5 back. My 5 back.
So wait, what, you went to Presbyterian, Mama?
See, we lived out in the country. We lived a mile from a little white church, and Mama played the piano.
Fairview was named it.
And if we didn't ride, we would walk to church. And it was just one room. And you get over in the corner, and that was the choir. And when you had Sunday school, it was a group here, and a group here, and a group outside, and a group over here.
And
And
I was,
that's-
That's amazing.
I was in
that's
a group
where-
outside group.
That's
You
where
went
we
to the
went.
Bible?
And then when we got married, we went to the big church in Chatham, the Presbyterian church on Main Street, and that's where we got married.
What is the one in Danville now? Is it, the one y'all go to now, is that Baptist?
North Main Bay.
Okay, I
North
thought it was Baptist.
Yeah.
In that church, though, Barbara and I were singing in the choir one time, and there was a woman that, somebody married over in Poland. Oh, that Sabina was her name.
What's her name?
Sabina?
Sabina, not Sabina.
No, Sabina. And, the wasp got out of that church, and there's wasp flying around, and there's
So she
only
was
about,
having
there's
got her
about
ear.
10 people in this choir, and Barbara standing beside me. I got my songbook here, and Sabina's in front of me, and all of a sudden, we're singing up a storm, and a wasp lights about right up her head, and before I knew what happened, I said, wham! And she turned around and talked Polish to me.
She still remembers that. I saw her about a year ago, and she still remembered that.
I can't see how you forget something like that in the middle of church.
Still remembered that.
Did you kill it?
I think so.
Uh-huh.
If we didn't stare. That is so funny. I cannot believe it. I like that Putin story. You know why? That one you're talking about the bus driver. Do y'all remember the joke? I know I've seen it to somebody before. You have that pain.
Do you have pains in your heart? Does he?
No,
I think
he has
it's like
like, it's like a
indigestion.
heartburn, indigestion kind of thing. Sorry, I know. Anyway, that joke about the guy and he's farting. Excuse me.
Said the F word. We got 1 minute left. So I think this tape's gonna be out anyway. Do you have any more questions? Or what?
Well, about family traditions that y'all pass down, but I don't, are there any family traditions?
Well, we can talk on this. That sounds good.
Okay, what family traditions?
Well, I taught Blaine how to have babies.
You did? Blades are there, it's like, I'm gonna leave the room now.
Oh, man.
What else?
What else is there?
Really?
No, I saw that on this picture said, it said the tradition continues.
That's true. Blade. Okay, what else? What else? Y'all have any traditions that you do for Christmas or Thanksgiving or
Yeah, we all do.
birthdays?
Lot of
or-
eating.
Yeah, do a lot of eating and,
Lot of-
Christmas package opening.
Yeah, you do the package opening like one person at a time, right? My family, we just all rip into them.
We used to, and
No,
then
we do one